a doctor from India, Dr. Manohar Roy of India, called me, expressed his deepest sympathies to the nation and what have you, and he offered to record his reflections on her passing.
Okay.
Right, as a tribute to her memory.
He knew her?
He knew of her.
Oh, okay.
Right?
Okay.
And had tremendous respect, tremendous respect for her and her achievements. As a matter of fact, he's telling me in some text, he said that Dame Minita should be included in the Guinness Book of Records because she's the first lady Governor General of the British Empire, or the former British Empire.
Commonwealth.
Or the Commonwealth. Right? So, he has a high regard for it.
So we have a recording statement of him?
He sat down
nice
outside wherever he was, and he did a recording which he forwarded to me, and I will share with the people of Belize his reflections on our first Governor General.
All the way from New Delhi?
He is listening right now. So good morning, Dr. Manohar Roy in India.
Absolutely.
Namaste, Belize. I am Dr. Manohar Roy from India, sitting right here at the center of India, which is known as the Zero Milestone. The reason why I am here today is to pay my condolences to the great departed soul, Double Dame Minita Gordon. Minita Gordon was a true example of an empowered woman, a lady who studied in Belize, and again, after getting her studies done, she improvised the teaching techniques and the examination techniques, everything for Belize. And after that, she became the Governor General of Belize, that to the first Governor General being a lady. I mean, what an achievement, what an achievement. Becoming a double dame is not a small thing. A dame means knighted by the Queen herself. Only 17 people in the world have been knighted double times by the Queen. So my respect for her grows even more when I come to know about this. Yes, this lady was an example. She helped so many orphan children. There have been numerous stories about she being very strict from the outside, but a real mother from the inside. That softness was always there. It's a pity that during her last days, she was in California, and the news of her death came to Belize 4 days after she went away from us. It is a pathetic thing. I request at least one of the students to do a small research on her and put it for maybe a PhD or a mini project. If not in the University of Belize, if they want, I can help them in India, because she is a true example of women empowerment, a true mother, you can say, for Belize, and a sister too, because only a mother and a sister help when the time of crisis come. Well, again, my deepest condolences to the entire Belizean community. And in India, as we pay a homage, we say Om Shanti. Thank you.
Dr. Manohar Roy, all the way from India, they are deeply moved by the passing of our first Governor General, Dr. Dame Minita Gordon, and he has pictures of her. He forwarded some of her pictures to me. And
like I say, it's a big thing because India is a former British colony as well.
Yeah.
They are members of the Commonwealth. They can appreciate that royalty, those pomp and circumstances, and the significance of things like the knighted, double dame, and those things. As maybe to other societies which are more republic and in their structure, they can appreciate it. So when it comes from somebody from the same type of background, same colonial background, they can appreciate how difficult it is for somebody to achieve what the Minita has achieved and the recognition that she has achieved. So certainly be glad that all the way across the ocean in Asia that this gentleman, this doctor, see it fit.
And to tell us too that we should recognize her.
To see it fit that he is all the way over there in a population of almost 1 billion people. He decides that he wants to send a message about her to us as Belizeans. So I think that is extreme touching and extremely noble.
Thank you so much, Dr. Manohar Roy.
Yeah, for the recognition.
For the recognition to our late Governor General, Dr. Minita Gordon, our first Governor General. Like we were saying earlier, she has many firsts. You know, the first female psychologist, well, the first
for Belize
psychologist in Belize. You know, she was the first Belizean to receive a doctorate in psychology. Right? She was a consummate educator. She believed tremendously in education. As Governor General, she would use her own personal funds many times, and I knew this, many times, to send young ladies or other people off on scholarships. You know, she had a scholarship program, right? And several people have benefited from that scholarship program, right? Because she took pride. The universities she attended in Canada, and so she maintained links with them and worked out scholarships as however she could to send Belizeans away to study in these universities. Even our good friend Palmer Hong was one of the Belizeans that was sent away to study on one of her scholarships.
Okay, wow.
Right? In Canada.
Yeah, yeah.
So and many others.
Yeah, it's important.
And she was passionate about it, you know, because I used to talk to her about it, and she was very passionate about that scholarship program.
And I think all should, because we know that education is the greatest equalizer as it relates to poverty. And so once you can give people a good education, at least you're giving them a fighting chance at life, at a good and decent and respectable and dignified life.
Well, she herself was extremely well educated. She was an education officer at the time she became Governor General. She was an education officer, right? So she was extremely well
And not
educated.
only that, we have to go back, as we were talking about George Price on Friday. It is his boldness as well of being able to chart new courses and realizing that we're not going to stick with what was considered the norm across the Commonwealth of selecting a male. Because up until that point in time, all Governor Generals have been males. And so he selected a female.
Like you said, he saw a strong woman, and he said that's the Governor General.
Absolutely.
And of course, he must have known about her educational background, you know, qualifications, and what have you. You know, the Minita taught all over this country. You know, you know, she even taught in Monkey River.
No, I'm sure he didn't. George Price didn't just walk out his porch one day and saw her and said he did, but he saw her and knew of her of being strong.
Well, he knew of her as an education officer
and her being strong,
and being a strong person, very strong in character, very disciplined. You know, you couldn't no hanky pank. She was disciplined, right?
Very important.
You know, very important. You know, you can't say I do this job and not do it. Love can I help?
Good morning, Mr. Rennie.
Morning, sir.
Morning.
I would like to nominate my next Governor General. I will nominate you, Dr. Rennie, and whoever because of you.
I will second it then, caller.
I would like to nominate you because of the amazing work that you have done over this entire country. So I nominate you, Mr. Rennie, and I will be right there by your side for the rest of your life, because a lot of people don't know the great things that you do. You talk about a lot of people, great things about people, but what about you? So I know at my age, that way over 50, I did that for you. You should be the next Governor General, and I'm waiting to the Honorable Minister, Prime Minister, Jennifer Senior. Mr. Rennie and Miller should be our next Governor General. The Queen of England already know this. Don't care how old she is, they know that. You know? So I vote for you.
Excellent.
Well, thanks for the vote, but You know, that's not
Well, I'll second the caller then. At some point in time, if there is a process or a selection, I second that consideration be given to the chief as well in terms of
no, well, I'm here to serve my country. Make me understand. I'm
good
here to serve
character.
my country. That's it.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah.
know.
So I second
whatever
it. Join the caller in seconding it.
Yeah, but going back to Minita.
Yeah, since the caller segued us off the dame herself, no?
Yeah, those two damehoods that she received were two separate orders. They were not of the same orders.
Mm-hmm.
They were the Order of St. Michael and St. George and the Royal Victorian Order. Now, if you know the Royal Victorian Order, you know that the Queen herself confers the Royal Victorian Order. You know, the others you could maybe have but she herself confers.
Yeah.
Those orders.
Like I said, which is great, and like I said, Dr. Manohar Rai recognized the significance of that double dame, and I think he went to do his research and says only 17 such awards have been given, or bestowing has been given.
Double awards.
Double award, double dame,
double
knighthood, or double.
Right?
Double dame.
Double night or double dame, you know.
But only 17
but only
such.
17 have double.
Double, yeah.
You know? For example, Sir Colville is a knight.
Yeah, yeah.
You know.
Uh-huh.
But I think he has GCMG, if I'm not mistaken.
But the point is, like I said, is somebody all the way across the pond basically recognize the significance, and we appreciate the fact that the significance being given to recognizing her, the Minita passing and burial, with the 3-day and the half-day being given off by the Prime Minister for public officers, flags flying at half-mast, all those things are very significant.
Yeah.
So
may the Minita, our first Governor General, rest in peace.
Yes, indeed.
And rise in glory.
Indeed. And the reality is, Chief, is that we have quite a bit of icons in our history that we can look towards, and we can look towards emulating, and we should continue to do that. And I think on Friday again, Lucio, when we talk about different things where he can look back on Mr. Price and see how some of the most small and insignificant thing that a person does that seems small to them, to the person receiving it, it's big.
It's big, yeah.
It's huge. And that stays with them for life.
You know, there are several pictures of Mr. Price talking with a young child. And I've been asked whenever we saw those pictures, people would say, I wonder what he was telling that child. What he might have been telling that. You
never know.
You never know, you know.
But he certainly...
But he took time out to talk to everybody.
He's progressive, you know, in thinking. Because, like I said on Friday, what George Price displayed a lot as to the naked eye was the issue of humanity, that he was a human being, and he sort of emulated that across the board, and that's what he was noted for that camaraderie that he was able to create with the citizenry. When he spoke, it was about upliftment. When he spoke with you, or when he visited with you, it's about upliftment. It was always about trying to make you a better person.
That's right.
A better person, much more dignified in your approach a life. And I think that's what the Minita portrayed, was that level of dignity, that uprightness.
She was upright. You know, like I said, I worked with her. You know, my capacity as chief broadcasting officer from when I was appointed chief broadcasting officer in 1983. You know, she was already Governor General. I knew her as an education officer. But when working with her was when I became chief broadcasting officer and started to emceeing her events, helping to organize all the cultural events at Government House, and that sort of thing, you know.
Yeah.
and helping promoting the scholarship program and different areas. I can't remember all of them right now as I sit here.
We certainly want to.
And of course, I've worked throughout the years to our current Governor General, Sir Colville Young.
Yeah.
Music in schools,
Right.
scouts, etc.
Absolutely, absolutely.
As well.
Actually, the Scout building is being dedicated to him that you're spearheading as it is right now.
Yeah, Sir
my
Colville
understanding.
Young building.
Yeah,
Home of
indeed.
scouting in Belize. Yeah,
Indeed.
Will
Well-
be inaugurated soon.
Well, Chief will be back here on Wednesday, which would be the day that the Minita will be laid to rest.
Yeah.
So certainly we'll chat a little bit more about that as well as leading up to the actual service and burial. But again, condolences to her families across the globe. Certainly has been an iconic person for Belize, and we continue to keep her in our history prominently. So, Chief, I guess it's about out of
about
time
time,
now,
Troy.
so we want to
Yes,
say
about time.
pleasant thank you to Armin Arana and Love FM for holding the fort. Certainly want to thank Andrew Jones for streaming, Julia Carrillo, our producer, and certainly William, our master control operator, William Usher, as well. So we certainly want to say thank you. Thank you to all our callers. Thank you to our guests. Certainly want to thank you all, wherever you are, where you listen to us, in your cars, in your homes, in your living rooms, in your offices, those in the diaspora who are streaming. Certainly want to say thank you. We do this all for you, and we hope to do it back again tomorrow. So please tune in again, where every day is a different day, and it's more thoughtful and more educational programs that we put forward for you. So thank you again.
Okay. Thank you so much for choosing love.
Absolutely.
I think we could say it's your attitude. Who said this? William James. It is our attitude at the beginning of a difficult task, which more than anything else will affect its successful outcome. We approach a difficult task, feel that we'll conquer it, then we will.
We will.
If we approach a difficult task, feeling
that you'll fail,
then we'll fail.
Then more than likely
so
you'll
we gotta
fail.
see the end goal.
Yeah,
right?
yeah. You can't let it be a self-fulfilling prophecy. Let it be a challenging one, and let it be one that you will overcome.
That's right. And so, what's the big thing is all about love. That's the big picture.
Love.
You choose to love, and you're ahead of the game. Right?
Exactly. Indeed.
So, Troy, what do we say?
Believe
and beyond.
Thanks
for choosing love. Have a great
Bye-bye.
week.
Good morning, and how are you this morning?
And we're off.
Get up every morning, like go to work and get till night. Get up every morning.